Friday Fortnite is without a doubt a spectacular day of the week. Ever since Keemstar started up this weekly tournament, the Fortnite community can't get enough of it. The intense moments, the hundreds of pro players and large content creators that participate, making it something else. Imagining all your favorite YouTubers and streamers all in one place together. That's what Friday Fortnite is all about. Friday Fortnite invokes the classic feel of Fortnite competitive. The classic kill race is the mode for these tournaments, and it sets them up for some exciting moments. Seeing some of the world's top pub stompers and competitive players compete against each other in duos and public lobbies amongst thousands of other people can be exciting for everyone. The goal in these kill races is to have more combined kills between you and your duo than the opposing duo. Because of the randomness that is Fortnite, a lot of the times we see some of even the best players get unlucky and get drawbacks. Their attempts to make a comeback are another aspect of entertainment. After all, watching some of the world's best players show off their clutch factor against each other is always a fun time. This past week, we saw two of the most prominent and top-ranked Fortnite players take the win in Keemstar's Friday Fortnite. These two players are known as Mitr0 and Mitr0 Mongraal. They are both insanely good European players who have made a name for themselves as competitive players and content creators. Meanwhile, Mongraal is known to be one of the fastest and most mechanically cracked players of all time. Not to mention, they have both had impeccable placements in the Fortnite World Cup as a duo and as solos. In this video, we're going to be analyzing these two players and how they outperformed everyone in the last Friday Fortnite tournament. Starting off, we can see that Mitr0 and Mongraal decided to land Neo tilted. Most of you watching this video are probably aware of the lack of popularity that this new Season 9 spot has had recently, so it may seem questionable as to why they landed there. Well, believe it or not, even though Neo tilted isn't as popular as the classic tilted towers, it's still a great landing spot for good loot and access to many other parts of the map. The wind tunnels that are conveniently located all around it makes it an excellent spot for quickly looting and rotating for more kills. Now, as soon as the gameplay starts, we see Mongraal and Mitr0 taking down an unlucky opponent who attempted to fight Mitr0 off spawn. Mitr0 and Mongraal easily take them down since they already have access to shotguns. That gun can make anyone an absolute powerhouse in the early game. As we move later into their game, we see them targeting stragglers roaming around Tilted that were most likely a part of the squad of the person that they had just eliminated. Almost every time a member of a squad is eliminated, their teammates will show up and attempt to retrieve the reboot card and maybe try to fight. Mongraal and Mitr0 were expecting this and had their eyes peeled while they looted. Now, as they spotted them, we see Mongraal take shots at the opponent as he flies through the wind tunnel. Mongraal easily gets an elimination on this opponent, as his mechanical skills can outdo almost every player one-on-one. Mitr0, on the other hand, is roaming around and fighting another opponent. Both these players are insanely talented when it comes to mechanical skills, making them both have the ability to take on opponents separately without necessarily needing each other's help. Now, as we watch Mongraal and Mitr0 push into Divot, we can clearly see two things. First, Mongraal doesn't have too many materials. This means that he didn't spend much time farming and spent more time trying to find opponents. Although risky, this does guarantee them having the opportunity to get more kills as they're rotating more. The second thing we see is that they are heavily outnumbered. At this point, most players wouldn't come out of this engagement alive. Not only does Mongraal not have mats, but he's also running on the low ground, which is a huge disadvantage when outnumbered. Luckily, his mechanical skills take over at this point. We see him take many fast shots and do some crazy fast building, which secures him an elimination, and an opponent which he boxes in. Now, at this point, Mongraal is running low on health, and he's aware that his opponent has a pump shotgun, which can be deadly from close range.
I've seen him mats. Hi. Where is he?
So we see him do an incredibly fast play by rotating his ramp, placing a trap on the floor, and then once again rotating the ramp to the point where the opponent is stuck with nowhere to go. This genius level play secures him another elimination, and it now makes the fight an easy 2v2 for him and his teammate.
I can't do anything. Hit, got him.
Oh my god.
Give me mats.
Further on into the gameplay, we see Mitr0 go down to an opponent with a shotgun. Now, at this point, Mongraal's in a tough spot. He not only has to take on a full squad, but he also had to protect his teammate from getting eliminated. This is because he was able to knock the opponent before he finished. Mongraal's insane aim and mechanics come in to save the day once again, however.
No way. Nice. He's coming. You will book them this way. Nice. Nice.
We see him dominate this squad by using edit plays, accurate shots, and clean builds. As soon as Mitr0 is back up, he meds up and continues to W key squads with Mongraal. Although Mongraal has generally been a player who favors the pump more, we see him using a combat shotgun in this next fight. And quite frankly, we're not even sure that you could call this a fight.
There's two of them at least.
16.
No way.
Mongraal takes out two opponents with ease as he hits all his shots with the small reticle combat. Quick and effortless, we see them move on to the next fight with some more skilled opponents. We instantly see Mongraal take height and box up while searching for opponents to take down. Mongraal starts by coning up an opponent on his left, then using editing plays, he takes him down with ease. He quickly covers up as he's getting shot by another squad member and switches his focus onto him. We see Mongraal once again use cones to his advantage as he uses them to throw off opponents while he pushes them. While doing so, he also runs out of ammo in his shotgun. He quickly switches to his drum gun, however, and chases down the opponent, finishing off the kill. The last member of the squad gets killed by Mitr0 as Mongraal applies pressure from behind, and these two have once again taken down another squad. Unfortunately for them, we see Mitr0 once again go down as they push the next squad. Fortunately, Mongraal is here to save the day. We see him W-key the opponent that finished off his teammate. Using his build and his heavy sniper to take walls, we eventually see Mongraal hunt down the opponent and finish him off with a couple of shots of the combat shotgun. Now, as soon as he gets the knock, we see him jump onto the side and craft his own 1x1. This is because he hears a squad member pushing him and doesn't want to be in an area where opponents can edit and manipulate the walls and floors around him. Once he's in his own box, he finishes the opponent and takes a moment to reload his weapons and prepare for the next fight. Now, Mongraal realizes that this opponent is playing passive, so he quickly runs over to the loot and grabs all the materials, traps, and ammo. Once he gets it, he runs back into his box and waits. As he waits for his opponent to make a move, he realizes that the enemy is just sitting on top of his 1x1. Mongraal uses this opportunity to edit play the last squad member into his box and quickly place 2 traps as well as a ramp, protecting himself and trapping the opponent, which guarantees an easy squad wipe. Although Mongraal has his teammate's reboot card, he doesn't make the decision to reboot as he has an excess of materials and can easily take down squads using his own skills. So we see him approaching another squad, and off the start, he's dealing massive damage with the combat shotgun to opponents that are near him. Mongraal does a great job of keeping his high ground and dealing damage without taking too much in return. As the storm settles in, he continues to focus his enemies, but eventually decides to launchpad into the circle as the storm is going to do a lot of damage at this point. Mongraal pushes up to an enemy that he spotted in the divot. Although aware that there are players behind him, he knows that if he can get a quick elimination on the default in front, he won't have to worry about getting collapsed on from 2 different angles. Even while getting shot, he's focused on taking out the one opponent that is in front. As soon as he reaches him, he protects his back by building and then switches to aggro mode, using his mechanics to dominate the player and deal damage with the shotgun and his fast edit plays. Once he absolutely dominates the opponent, he quickly edits out the back and starts to do multiple 90s up with metal. This not only ensures that he won't get shot down, but it also gives him the ability to use meds as his opponents attempt to build up to him, which will take a good amount of time considering how far they are, and how high up Mongraal went. Now at this point, Mongraal is low on health and knows it. He's keeping his high ground and is focused on eliminating the last opponents remaining in this match. As he's perched up, he's actively looking for them, but what he hears instead is shots hitting structures below him. This prompts him to realize that he's being shot down. Mongraal now slowly and carefully lowers his level and gets closer to his opponents. This is the best play he could have made as his health is already low, meaning if he got shot down, it would have been game over for him as fall damage would have finished him off. But going down itself can be a risky play at times, especially when you have multiple opponents targeting you while you're weak. So seeing how he plays this next part out is going to be very interesting. We can tell that he definitely has a good idea as to where one of the opponents is based off of the way that he's moving. He's focused on one part of the ground and is keeping his field of view in that general area. As he lowers his level more, he sees the opponent coming out from around the corner and Mongraal takes one crisp headshot with the combat, which knocks one of the 2 remaining opponents. He quickly finishes just in case he doesn't eliminate the final opponent, because remember, every kill counts. As he hears the final opponent, he closes in on him and takes 2 nice and easy shots as the final enemy isn't even facing Mongraal. He builds to avoid getting shot and works his way around while taking the last few shots to finish the game, and secure him the victory royale, and a high kill game with his duo. It's plays like these that make Mongraal and Mitr0 such a strong duo. Their ability to play solo and also supportive at the same time, paired with their mechanics, makes them an unstoppable pub stomping force to be reckoned with.
Up here, above you. No way, I'll just do that. Oh, wait, man.
He's not going on.
As we reach the end of this video, we just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and we wanted to know, who do you think will win the next Friday Fortnite? Leave your guesses in the comments, and we wish you guys the best of luck with your Fortnite grind.